thank you very much for your kind and sincere offerings. I'm sure God the Parent in Oyasama is very happy to see you all here today and to have performed the service with joy, in high spirits, and with unity of mind.
皆様おはようございます。本日バール教会の2月の月並祭に時間を割いてご参拝くださったこと、そして皆様の心からのお供え、お尽くしをありがとうございます。親神様、親様もお喜びくださり、勇んだお務めをお喜びくださっていることと存じます。
Presently, the new COVID infections are averaging about 100 on a daily basis. I'm grateful to be able to conduct today's service with all of you here today, and I commend you for your faith and courage. And thank you for wearing your mask and taking other precautions as well. Similar to your leap of faith, I would like to deliver today's sermon. The theme of today's sermon is Now is the Time. But before, or related to that, I'd like to ask the question. What does God want us to do? The teachings are important to know how we came to be, to learn the purpose of creation, to develop a sense of gratitude, and how we can live the joyous life. But after everything that needs to be said is conveyed, what is the bottom line thing that we must do? What does God want us to do? It is to perform the service and administer the sazake. That's the bottom line. It is to perform the service and administer the sazake. If we haven't received the truth of sazake to administer it to another person, we can perform a special service to receive a blessing of healing for that person. If a person is experiencing personal problems, we can listen to their problems, convey the teachings, and ask them to perform the service together with you to receive a blessing.
神様から私たちは教えいただいている教えはいろいろと解かされてきました。そして喜んで良き暮らしをさせていただくということがこの教えでありますが、最も大切なことは何かと言いますと、やはりお勤めをすること、そしてお授けを取り継がしていただく、人様に助かっていただく、それが最も大切なことであるわけなんですが、病気の人に祈らせていただく、お授けの利をまだ拝戴していない人には、私たちはこの特別なお願い勤めを行い、そして人のためにお仕事をいただくことができるのです。個人的に問題を抱えている人がいれば、その人の悩みを聞き、教えを伝え、一緒にお勤めをしてご指導いただくということをさせていただくのです。
The 3 years, 1,000 days leading up to Oyasama's 140th anniversary is a season to plant the seeds of sincerity. Of course, we can and should plant the seeds of sincerity at any time. But now is a special time, the special season. Why? Because we are approaching the 140th anniversary.
3年千日と言いまして、3年後のには親様140年祭を迎える年を迎えるのですが、今この真実の種をまく旬であるということであります。年祭は10年ごとに行われます。そして3年後には1月26日に140年祭を迎える年が来るわけなんですが、その3年の間の1000日の間、この旬と言われている時期に私たちは何をさせていただくべきか、この特別な時期に何をさせていただくことが大切なんでしょうか。
The word season may not resonate with people living in tropical regions where the climate remains relatively the same throughout the year. Of course, I'm referring to earlier times when most people lived as farmers for generations.
ここハワイの熱帯の島に住んでいる私たちは 旬ということをあまり考えたことがなく暮らしているのではないでしょうか。1年を通して気候が比較的変化しない南太平洋に住む私たちにとって旬という言葉はあまり響かないのではないかと思います。もちろん四季のある寒い冬に生きる人々はほとんどの人が何世代にもわたって、特に農業をしている方はその旬の時期を外したら、野菜が取れないということを常に考えながら生きているのではないでしょうか。
Basically, in Hawaii, you can plant crops any time of the year, and you can reap the harvest. Whereas in regions where there are winters, there's a season or a specific time or season for planting and a specific time and season for harvesting.
基本的にハワイでは一年中いつでも、作物を種を植えて収穫することができるわけなんですね。一方、冬がある地域では種を植える特定の時期、また収穫する特定の時期を外すわけにはいきません。
If these are not accomplished at the right time or the right season, you may not survive the winter. In those reasons, I feel there is a greater sense of urgency that's ingrained in people from hundreds of years of survival.
これらの種をまく時期、また収穫をする旬を外すと作物は取れません。そうしないと冬を乗り切ることはできません。寒い冬を迎えるところに住む人たちにはこの何百年も生きてきた人々に根付いた切迫感があるということだと思います。その時期を外せばもう冬は越せないというぐらい、種をまく時期、そして収穫の時期を常に、考えながら生きてきていると思います。
But even in Hawaii, when growing papayas, for example, there are times when you should be planting the seeds and other times you shouldn't to grow papaya plants or trees. It's important that we plant the right seeds at the right time. It is the same with our faith. Now is the time, the 3 years, 1,000 days.
Google で検索したんですが、ハワイでのパパイヤ、アボカドとか、またグアバですとか、植える時期はいつなのかなと検索してみました。雨と太陽の下で3月の春頃に種を植えるのが最もいいそうなんです。夏の強い日差しの頃に植えると暑さで育たない。熱帯のハワイでもやはり適切な時期に種をまくことが大事で、その旬を外さないということが、書いてありました。
In addition to papayas, avocado and guava seeds as well are best planted in the spring, in March, in the rain and sun. If you plant it in the summer when the sun is strong, it will not grow in the heat. Even in tropical Hawaii, it is important to sow the right seeds and not miss the season.
今、私たちの信仰では140年祭を迎える3年前、1000日のこの3年間の間が旬を迎える時期であります。今がその旬なのです。
In the Sashizu it says, if you grow through the path of 3 years, you will never be in want, nor will you ever suffer. Sashizu, November 7th, 1889.
お指図に3年通れば不自由しようにも難儀しようにも知られやせんとあります。
On my pilgrimage last month, I was able to attend the church headquarters grand service on January 26th. The grand service starts at 11 a.m. This is because during the time when Oyasama withdrew from physical life, the service ended at 2 o'clock. So in adherence to that time, they made the grand service, January grand service starts at 11 a.m. But I went a little early so that I could find a fairly good seat. But before getting seated, I went to borrow, as usual, the translation receiver from the information center so that I could hear the sermon in English. On the way there, right next to the information center to the right was a group of security staff talking to an elderly man. squatting on the ground in front of this large vertical red banner. Of course, you know, most banners in Japan is vertical because, you know, the writing is vertical. Must have been about 15 feet high or so. A red banner with white lettering, Japanese lettering. And he was arguing with the security staff, sometimes shouting, you know, loud voice. But the security staff seems to be patient by talking to him in a calm manner.
先月1月26日ご本部の大祭に参加させていただくことができました。大祭は11時に午前11時スタートですが、私は観覧台の近くに座りたいと思って少しでも早く行こうと、参りました。神殿に着く前にインフォメーションセンターで通訳機を借りに行ったので、英語でのお話を聞くことができました。そこへ行く途中ですね、インフォメーションセンターへ行く途中、案内所のすぐ隣に警備員の人たちが、ある年配の男の人に話しかけていました。その人は大きなバーナーを掲げてですね、垂れ幕を持って地面にしゃがんでいるんですね。で、彼は時々大きな声で警備員と話して口論していました。落ち着いた話し方で我慢しているようでしたが、そのセキュリティスタッフの中に、警備員の中に、長年伝道庁で勤めていた書記さんをしていた方が一人おりまして、その人に一体どうしたんですかと話を聞いていました。
Among the security staff, I recognized a longtime friend and former staff member of the mission headquarters of Hawaii. He stood kind of away from the group, kind of overseeing the situation. He said that the man violated the rules of the church grounds by putting up a banner without prior approval. He said the message on the banner was good, but they couldn't let him display it without prior approval.
その男の人は南礼拝殿の前にですね、神殿の横あたりでそのバナーを掲げているんですが、なんて、日本語で書いてますので私は分からなくて、その警備員をしている方に何て書いたんですかと聞きました。そこには一人が1000人を助けることができると書いてありますと言っておりました。私は、わあ、それはいいメッセージだと言いました。彼も同意したのですが、しかし、そこで、そのバナーを掲げるわけにはいかない。この神殿の中で、神殿のすぐそばでそういうものを持つのはいけないということで、その男の年配の方に立ち退きなさいということを説得していたわけです。
I asked my friend, what does the banner say? He said, it says, one person can save 1,000 people. I said, wow, that's a good message. He agreed, but still he couldn't permit the old man to put it up. I thought to myself that this man probably went out of his way to purchase or find this banner, put it up, and risk arguing with the security staff and risk being escorted out of the church property. Or he probably did it with the thought that if he could inspire at least one person to save 1,000 people, or inspire enough people to save a total of 1,000 persons, he would have accomplished his goal. Let us all take this message from this old man and do what God wants us to do in a form of a resolution, perform the service, and administer the Suzuki to 1,000 people in these 3 years, 1,000 days. Well, not necessarily 1,000 people, but even one or two. If enough of us can perform enough Suzuki and enough service, I think it's very possible to save 1,000 people from this one man. In a sense, he may have accomplished his goal.
この年配の男性は反対されることは覚悟の上で、こういうバーナーを持って一人が1000人を助けることができるという、その方の心定めでこの140年祭を迎えるという意 勢いで来られたと思います。そしてでも教会本部としてはこの場所ではこういうものを持って旗を立ててはいけないんだということで立ち退いてくれという説得だったわけですが、しかしその男性の、心の勢い、それを素晴らしいなと私は思いました。今がその旬であるということを私たちも学びたいなと思いました。
If you decide to clear your mind will surely become clear. If you sow the seeds of salvation every day to save 1,000 people, many people will be saved.
青年会ではポスターが下の玄関のところに貼ってありますが、今その青年会の心定めとして心を澄み切ると心を定めたらきっと心が澄み切ってくるというフレーズで書かれてありました。この3年間心を澄み切るという心定めを青年会は打ち出しております。またこの年配の人のように一人が1000人を助けようという心でこの3年間を通ったらきっとたくさんの人が助かるでしょうと私は思います。
In instruction 4, toward the end on page 6, we read, "Let us yogoku proactively visit our churches, engage in hinokishin on a daily basis. If we find people who are suffering from illnesses or other problems, let us reach out to them with love and care and pray for solution through performing the service. We can administer the sazake to those who are ill and let them know that there is a path by which they can truly be saved. God the Parent will accept our true sincerity and provide free and unlimited workings accordingly." Thank you for your kind attention. I'd like to make a few announcements. I'd like to thank again all of you for your efforts on the path and your support of Pearl Church during these challenging times of continuing pandemic. Due to your support, I was able to return to Jiba and attend both the Tenrikyo and church headquarters branch services on January 23rd and 26th respectively. And thank you to those who performed church duty services during my absence. Thank you very much. The Boys and Girls Association, scroll up, held their annual leadership camp and barbecue gathering on January 28th and 29th respectively. I'd like to thank those who helped with the preparation, conducting, and after cleanup. Although everyone is invited to attend the monthly services, please continue to wear face masks. The Mission Headquarters monthly service will be held this coming Sunday on February 18th at 9 a.m. February 19th at 9 a.m. As with last month, all are invited to attend with face masks on. Service performers are required to remove masks while on the altar. On the Saturday before the monthly service, there will be a lecture on Instruction 4 by church headquarters staff from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Please make every effort to attend. Wear your happy coat and your face mask. So this is the day before the monthly service at 10 a.m. at the Nojo. The talk on the Instruction 4 by church headquarters staff. It'll be given in Japanese, but there will be simultaneous English translation with the receiver. And if you prefer, you may listen to the lecture downstairs. It will be over the PA speakers in English. So if you want to listen Japanese, you have to go upstairs. The Mission Headquarters Yohaisuki service will be held on Sunday, February 26th at 9 a.m. This is a monthly Yohaisuki service. The resumption of the Pearl Church Mini Bazaar has been postponed again to first Sunday in May 7th, from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for attending today's service.